Okay, so let's start this question. This is also the question from the same paper, May, June 2024. Here, k value is given as x minus y and x value is given as 1 by 4y. Then he's telling us to express 5k divided by x plus 2 in the form of a minus by square by c plus dy, where a, b, c, and d are integers. So basically, we are supposed to find value of a, b, c, and d. So it's a very simple and straightforward problem, though the question looks complicated. So it's given 5k divided by x plus 2. We have to substitute value of k and x in this expression. So 5 times 1 by 4, sorry, the value of k we have to substitute here. So what is value of k? X minus y. So 5 times x minus y divided by x plus 2. Now what I'm going to do further is I will substitute value of x. So 5 times 1 by 4y. What I'm doing in place of x, I'm substituting 1 by 4y minus y divided by 1 by 4y plus 2. Now, after substitution, let's do, because we have to bring in this form to compare and then we get a and b value. So 5 times 1 minus, you know that you cross multiply to bring out whole division. So 4y times y is 4y square divided by 4y divided by, now again here also I'm doing the same thing, multiply. So 1 by 1 plus 4y into 2 is 8y divided by 4y. Now you know if I have a by b by c by b, I can cancel b and b, then it will be a by c. So here also I'm cancelling out 4y and 4y. Then I am left with 5 times 1 minus 4y square divided by 1 plus 8y, which is, now multiplying, 5 times 1 is 5 plus 5 times 4 is 20. I'm sorry, here it is minus, not plus. So 5 minus 5 times 4 is 20, 20y square divided by 1 plus 8y. Let us equate this, compare this with the given expression a minus by square divided by c plus dy. You can see the expression is similar. In place of a, we have 5. So my a value is 5. In place of b, we have 20. So my b value is minus 20. This is question mark. Now c value, if I compare, it is 1. So c is 1. And d value is plus 8. So I got my a, b, c, and d. This is the solution of this question. Now quickly, let us go to the next question. Let me clear this out and let me go to the next. The next question is about upper bound and lower bound. So there is an expression given here. Capital G equals to C divided by 2F minus 3H. Then value of C is given 8 and he's asking us to correct to the nearest whole number. F is given as 6.62, correct to 2 decimal places. H is given as 1.2, correct to 1 decimal place. Work out the lower bound for the value of G. Give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. Show your working clearly. Now let us first write upper bound and lower bound. This is this is upper bound and this is lower bound. For C, he is given C 8, correct to the nearest whole number. 1 is the whole number. If I do 1 by 2, that will be 0.5. So for nearest upper, for the lower bound, this 0.5 should be added to 8, so it becomes 8.5. And 0.5 should be subtracted from 8, so it becomes 7.5. So my upper bound and lower bound is this. When it is given correct to the nearest whole number, we should do half 1 by 2. Now f is given as correct to two decimal places. Two decimal places means 0.01. If you do 0.01, if you do 0.0, okay, so now for, yes, when it is given, you have to correct to two decimal places. What you will do is 0.01 divided by 2, you will get 0.005. So 6.62 plus 0.005, my upper bound will be 6.625. So for value of f, upper bound is 6.625 and lower bound, this is u, lower bound will be 6.62 minus 0.005. So here 0 is there, 5, 10 minus 5 is 5, this is 4, so 4, and 4 minus 0 is 0, 2.6. Hold on, this is wrong. We have to subtract from, not from 0.02. Sorry, we have to subtract from the value of f. The value of f is 6.62 and we will be subtracting 0.005 from this. So 5, 0 borrow 1, 10 minus 5 is 5. And here it is 1 is there, so 1 and 6, so it is 6.615. So the lower bound is 6.615. I hope you understood. Now, for h value, let's see what is lower bound, what is upper bound. Whenever you are getting this kind of a problem, first calculate. Now correct to one decimal place. That means you will, when you have to correct to one decimal place, what you will be doing is, you will be correcting. Okay. When it is given one decimal place, you will be, take this is one decimal place, divided by 2, you get 0.05. So in this value, FH, you will be adding 1.2 plus 0.05. So it is 1.25. 1.25 is your upper bound. Upper bound is 1.25. And let's see what's the lower bound. 1.2 minus 0.05. There is 0 here. Borrow 110. 10 minus 5 is 5. There is 1, 1.1. So you will be adding and subtracting. Now, after getting all the values, he has asked you to find the lower bound for the value of g. That is, you have to find the minimum value. Whenever you have to find the minimum value, what you will do is, you will divide the maximum by minimum. Now, how you will divide the maximum by minimum is, you will take upper bound of c, and so upper bound of c is 8.5 divided by, then you will take, because you have to subtract maximum from, I mean, when you are doing the subtraction. So I will show you one slide what you have to do here. This should be noted because it will go off. Let me do one thing. Let me take a screenshot of it. Yes, then I can use. Um, So here, the first, how to find the lower value, lower bound and upper bound is given. If it is 0.1 decimal, you should divide it by 2, you get 0.05. So in given value, you should subtract and add. So when it is given nearest to one whole number, you should subtract 0.5, add 0.5. When it is given nearest to 10, minus 5 plus 5 to find lower bound and upper bound. 100 minus 50 and like that. Then if I quickly go from here, how to calculate, because there is no time for that. Now you see, when you are calculating minimum value, you should add two lower bounds. When you are calculating maximum value, you should add two upper bounds. When you are calculating minimum value, you should do subtraction and lower bound minus upper bound when you want to calculate. When you want to calculate maximum value, you should do UB minus LB, that is upper bound minus LB. Multiplication, minimum value, lower bound times lower bound. In division, this is what your question belongs. So in division, if you want minimum value, lower bound by upper bound. If you want maximum value, upper bound divided by lower. So keeping this in mind, let's come back to a question. Let's come back to a question. The question says, find the lower bound. So what will be the this thing? It should be, when I want minimum value, lower bound divided by upper bound. So let me share an image with you people. So to calculate value of G, what we will do is we will divide the minimum, because we have to find lower bound. So we will divide lower bound by upper bound. So lower bound of C was 7.5 divided by upper bound. So 2 times upper bound of 6.62 was 6.625 minus, we should take minimum value away from here, from this. When you are doing subtraction, if you are finding maximum value, because you have, what you have to do, when you are supposed to find the lower bound minimum value, you should divide lower bound by upper bound. So that this should be maximum. So for 2f minus 3h, how it will be maximum? If I multiply 2 times 6.625 minus 3 times, if I take lower bound of h, so it is 1.15. Or we can even here also 2 times 6.615 minus, okay, I'll explain you here. To find the minimum value, It should be reverse, or you can see it will be like op. G is equals to C by 2F minus 3H. If this is minimum, then G will be maximum in inverse proportion. So if this is maximum, then this will be minimum. So I will take G is equals to, and directly proportionality, if I want lower bound, I should take here also lower bound. So lower bound of C is 7.5, and 7.5 divided by 2 times of 6.625 minus 3 of 1.25. If you do, you will get your answer 7.5. So let's see what's the answer for this. Let us use our calculator here. And in this, let me clear this out. So what is our, I'll introduce the bracket to for better understanding. 7.5 divided by, again one more bracket is required here, 2 times 6.625. Okay, this is 2 times, I should do times from here, 2 times 6.625 minus, what was the question? The question was 2F minus 3H. So 3 times 1.25. Okay, times here should be this 3 times 1.25. Closing this bracket and then closing this bracket. So the minimum value of this is, so the minimum value of G will be the minimum value of G will be what we got, the minimum value of G as 0.7894. So we got minimum value of G as 0.9. So 0.78964. 0.78964 is your minimum value. Is there any corrections of, yeah, you have to correct to 3 decimal places. So it will be 0.789 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 1. So it is 79. 0.7 is your answer. This is how you have to do these problems. You need to remember one relationship, and the relationship what you have to remember is what is the relationship you have to remember, that G is equals to C by 2F minus 3H. Whenever we are finding lower bound, this should be lower bound and this should be upper bound because it is inversely proportional. They are inversely proportional. So 7.5 divided by, you will take like that. You will take 2. Now, again, here when you're doing subtraction, it should be values of maximum should be subtracted. So 6.625 minus 3 times 1.2.